Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, today we're talking the buyouts. You'd have to be living under a rock not to know about the big buyouts happening in the greater video gaming world. Microsoft buying all of Activision Blizzard and King, Sony buying Bungie Studios and them stating directly that there is many more acquisitions to come. The wheels are now being set in motion basically for like a gaming singularity, for Microsoft and Sony to start, collecting various different companies and everything going under one of two roofs. As it's very clear the acquisition war is nowhere near over just yet. And then, well, that brings us to this video. I haven't really made videos about this before in the past because, we're a fighting game channel, and if it didn't affect fighting games directly, it really wasn't too much of a reason to talk about it, but now we're kind of getting to that point. As one of the biggest, if not perhaps the most desirable company in the crosshairs now is Capcom. Capcom has been pretty much doing almost nothing but home runs and grand slams year after year after year recently, with Monster Hunter and Resident Evil especially. The big turnaround in Street Fighter V, gone from, derisive and hated game to respected now after the many changes. And obviously, we all know Street Fighter 6 is coming some point in the near future as well. With a back catalog of IPs that are among the best in all of gaming history, Capcom is a very attractive target. And now that the platform holders are basically swinging for the fences in this acquisition war, Capcom is absolutely got to be one of the most attractive targets in all of gaming to get. And I feel like one of the first moves on that has just happened today. That is, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund has put a lot of money into Capcom recently. About $1 billion-ish between Capcom and Nexon, which is also a very large developer. And just before you think that somehow precludes other companies buying out Capcom or Nexon, that's not really how it works. You see, the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund also put about $1 billion-ish into Activision a while ago. And this investment is going to pay off big time, as all Activision shares are being bought at $95 American by Microsoft. So they're going to stand to make roughly about $200 million profit from this whole endeavor. It's a lesson to be learned that the people who win the biggest in the buyouts are the investors. And with that said, them investing even more into gaming now tells me maybe they have some hints that Nexon or Capcom might be the next ones to get bought out, and then they get a big return on that money invested. So while this is not one of the major players directly making a move, this is a multi-billion-dollar investment fund basically hedging their bets and guessing on that one of the major companies will be making a move. So if it happens, it might not even happen this year, right? There's going to be a lot of long-term plans going on. But I do feel like since this is where everything seems to be going now, that the video game industry as a whole seems to be consolidating a little bit, it looks like Capcom at one point by one company or another might be getting bought out. Now, as to who buys them out, hey, who knows, right? I feel like they probably have a better relationship with Sony than Microsoft, but in the end, it's the dollar amount that speaks the truth. And it doesn't even have to be a console holder that buys them out, like someone like Tencent. Tencent is the biggest name in gaming. Tencent is number one. PlayStation is number two. And now Microsoft, with all the Activision properties in mind, is number three in terms of raw dollar value anyways. So Tencent could just as easily come and swoop up companies as well. So it's an uncertain future we're moving into, as Capcom, obviously very near and dear to a lot of people in the fighting game community, right? And Capcom being bought out by any one company can drastically change the future of how the entire FGC moves forward. So that said, that's just me reporting on the news as it stands and where things might be going, and I would sincerely love to know what you guys think about it. Not everyone's a fan of companies getting bought out, but we don't really get much say in that, do we, right? And I know some of you guys are fans, so if you got one stake in the war, hey, let me know and let your fanboy shout out. Otherwise, though, my friends, I guess we're at the end of the video, so thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games, regardless of who might buy them out.